Hey everybody, welcome to Indiana Story. Craig with you again, and today, Columbus, Indiana. Amazing place here. You're going to love it, a historical place. And we're joined today with Deborah Sloan. Right?
Hi, Craig. How are you?
And this is Tony Morvek.
Correct, yes.
Tony, you're the owner here.
I am the owner, yes, and I got involved with this building in 2009. We acquired the building from the three Greek brothers that
Well, what is the building? Where are we?
We are at ZAHARAKOS Ice Cream Parlor and Museum in Columbus, Indiana.
ZAHARAKOS Ice Cream Parlor that opened what year?
October 20th, 1900, by three Greek immigrant brothers.
In 1900, and was open continuously, or?
No, it was open from 1900 to approximately 2006. It closed for personal and financial reasons, and the family decided to sell off the various components of it, and the city wanted to save it, so three local businessmen and myself decided to get together and save it, and ultimately I wound up doing it because I'm not a committee guy. I told them that somebody needs to do this on their own, and they all stepped back and said, Tony, you should do it. So here we are.
But was it always an ice cream parlor? Is that?
Yes, this suite was original an ice cream parlor. Well, they leased it from an owner originally and converted it into an ice cream parlor in 1900. Yeah, and it was originally a candy store. It was known as the Greeks' candy store originally, and then when the brothers went to the World's Fair, they saw ice cream and soda fountains, and they decided as entrepreneurs to incorporate ice cream and soda fountains into the candy store, but it's always been known as the Greeks. Yeah.
Known as the Greeks. And you took this from the family. You bought this from the family, the original family.
I bought it from the family, and the family was there was only a couple members of the family left at that time, but they were very helpful in helping us rejuvenate the shop and keep it in their name, and they helped us with all the various concoctions of recipes and so forth to keep it as close to what it was from the very beginning.
So we've got an original ice cream parlor from 1900 behind these doors, restored back to the original condition.
Yes.
That is amazing. And you already give it away a little bit with these doors. Look at this entrance; it's just amazing.
These are new doors. These new doors were designed to mock what's on the back of the soda fountain that was installed in circa 1910, 1911, and acquired from the soda fountain company in Chicago that we acquired it from.
It's beautiful, and the sign overhead. Can we go in?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Is this the door? Great. After you, please. Come on in, everybody. Wow, this is amazing. So this is the original soda fountain counter? What is this?
As we said, ZAHARAKOS opened October 20th, 1900 as a confectionery, and within a few short years, they traveled to the St. Louis World's Fair, where they purchased the two Mexican Onyx soda fountains.
That's this thing here?
Liquid carbonic. They saw the display at the St. Louis World's Fair, and they purchased two soda fountains and the Tiffany-style lamp.
Wow. So here's the lamp. But these soda fountains, this thing is massive. You have two of them.
Matching ones, and they're still in the same position. They may be the only ones left in the country.
We have two of them because there were two brothers, and each brother wanted a soda fountain to themselves. So they're dual soda fountains. It's kind of like dueling banjos, but these were dueling soda fountains in Chicago.
So that was probably not common to have two soda fountains behind a counter, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's unusual, actually, and so you'll see again down the road that we have a bunch of singles, but this makes this very unique and very memorable to see a soda fountain that has a set of dual soda fountains.
And you use these today?
Yes, we use them today. We don't use them for the syrup dispensing anymore, but we use them for the carbonation. The syrup dispensing holders were made out of lead, so actually in the old days they were slowly poisoning their customers.
Fantastic.
But, so we've gone to glass dispensers but we still use the carbonators, which where the soda jerks the soda, and that's how he got his name as the soda jerk, by pulling the handles into the soda fountain. Yes, yeah.
So do you have to train everyone how to do that here?
Absolutely. Everybody goes through training when they start. It takes some time, and it's a little challenging sometimes, but we eventually get there, and everybody learns how to do a soda, ice creams. All the ice cream dishes are done on the front bar here. And then we have a kitchen in the back where we do some sandwiches and salads and things.
So what year was that World's Fair?
1904, St. Louis.
So that was, so they'd been here for 4 years, went to the World's Fair.
And then they started having ice cream. One thing also with the soda fountain, in 1911, when they were a confectionery or a candy shop, they had a very short counter. So in 1911, they have Liquid Carbonic design a new back bar and soda bar, which extended it to the 50-foot and the 40-foot that you see today.
1910, 1911, we have the original blueprints that the brothers drew up after coming back from the 1904 World's Fair. They drew up this configuration of how they wanted the double, and as you can see, they actually have their names, the ZAHARAKOS brothers there, up on top, but that was incorporated in the original blueprints, which we have today in our office.
Wow.
Yeah.
That stained glass is amazing, and it adds so much character to it, really, huh?
It's delightful. Puts a sparkle on it. Puts a sparkle on it.
Everywhere I look, I see amazing things. On this wall over here, what are all of these things that we're looking at over here? What is this?
Over here we have a collection of syrup dispensers, and syrup dispensers are the units that a lot of the single soda fountains would have sitting on their bar, and they dispense the syrup out of this into a glass, and then they pull the soda out of the soda fountain to make their sodas. Sure. So these are just the variety of some of the various syrups that were available turn of the century through the early 1900s.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was a science.
Yes. Well, a number of the recipes for the syrups actually started in pharmacies, so it was really a science.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So how many different combinations can you have here today? Is it endless?
Well, it's not endless. I mean, we have 30 to 40 different flavors, so we can make 30 to 40 different sodas, soda fountain concoctions of ice cream and soda, soda by itself, and combinations of various sodas themselves.
Wow, wow! It's everywhere I look. What? How about this back room here? What are we looking at? This divider.
Another major addition to ZAHARAKOS in 1908 was the Welty Orchestra in Oregon.
Oh, all the way to the back.
All the way back. They had to entertain their customers, of course.
Oregon was actually originally purchased in 1908. They saw it at the World's Fair. They put an order in for it. It says Freiburg, Germany, and New York. It actually came to us from New York, but the original manufacturer was in Freiburg, Germany at the time. And they put an order in for it, and it arrived here in 1908, and it's been in this location since 1908, with the exception of a short period where it went out, and we totally restored it circa 2008, 2009, when the family sold it to a collector, and we repurchased it from the collector while it was under restoration in Baltimore, and after it was restored, it was shipped back to Columbus, Indiana, because we repurchased it from the collector.
Wow, I guess that's luck. Huh?
Yeah.
Fortunate
That's
there.
one of the keys to the ambiance of the ice cream parlor. Yeah.
I can't imagine that too many of them were made. Something like this would have been very expensive.
Turn of the century, there were a couple hundred, but we actually are working with the restorer that restored ours, that restores most of them in the country today. He's a specialist, and he's the only specialist now left in the country that still restores these and works on them. So his name is Durwood Center, and he lives in Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah.
Wow, what a specialty to be able to handle something like this. It's a gorgeous, just a piece itself, just to look at, but it actually works, right?
So, would you like to hear it?
I'd love to hear it.
Let's see. Here we go.
What does this take to get it to go here?
Relatively simple.
What does she need to do? What are you working on here?
Clutch back. I'm pushing the clutch back, and then I'm hitting that throttle.
Takes it in.
So what powers this?
It's got electric motor powers this, but once the music is actually created by a big vacuum presses that are designed in here that create a bellows and pushes air through the holes on the tape. And here's what we have for volume control.
That's when you take it to 10.
store, Durwood Center, stops in about twice a year and tunes it up for us and checks it out.
Now I see a clock on the top. Does it play music at certain times of the clock? Are they connected?
No, it's kind of play upon demand. So only our managers, the owners and the managers, can come in and turn it on because it's obviously pretty fragile.
Okay, so this is the museum side of the store over here, and I got to tell you right now, I was told a few years ago I had to come here by a man at a candy store in Jeffersonville, Indiana, Shim's Candy.
Yes, very good friends of ours. Yes.
He's got an amazing museum himself, but he said he's got nothing on you, and I see why. This is it.
Yeah. Well, we may have nothing on him, but he was our original idea to do the museum.
Really?
When we saw his ice cream parlor, or candy store rather, he had a collection of candy tins and candy memorabilia, and I said I want to do the same thing with soda fountains here at ZAHARAKOS, and that's how we got here.
So I love his, and I'm loving yours already. What are we looking at here? What is all of this?
Well, these soda fountains all predates 1900, so these would have been done in the Victorian time. So they're very elaborate, very fancy. As in anything Victorian, you can't have enough ornate items.
It's a house.
It is a house. It has many types of marble. A lot of you'll see cloisonné, you'll see enameled work, you see a lot of fancy, beautiful things.
Well, what is that on top of this one? Is that globe? Is that part of it?
They're very ornate. In the Victorian era, turn of the century, they actually had water pumps up there, and they had figurines. We actually have a figurine on this one over here.
Oh, I see.
Where they had pumps attached to them, where the water would pump up, and it would just give a much more elegant, exotic look to the soda fountain with a waterfall on top of the soda fountain. So they did it for effect, of course. And in some of these, there's up to 7 to 10 different colors of marble in these various soda fountains, and that just means they were that much more elaborate.
So I can see that here. This is all marble. Each of these different colors and grades of marble, I guess. The door on the side, this is just how you put all your supplies in, or?
Exactly, yes.
The ice, you got to
Yes.
keep it cold,
Yes,
right?
and then when you think about the customers at that time, a lot of them were mostly women. So you tried to have very fancy parlors and very fancy ice cream parlors for the ladies also.
So what's the difference between one like this to one like this? Where do we go in time between these? Are these all kind of the same era?
1897. Here we got 1880s.
1902, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
The differences were really just, at one time there were over 200 manufacturers of soda fountains in this country. They consolidated, like in modern days, they started consolidated in the early 1900s and got down to 4 or 5 soda fountain manufacturers. But at one time, 200 of them. Keep in mind there was a soda fountain in almost every drugstore and every corner in the country, and in its heyday. So it's truly an American symbol. The soda fountain was.
Are these operational? Have you tried to use them, or?
Not really. I mean, we could make them with a little work. We can make them operational, as we have our one over on the ZAHARAKOS side. But these are really now for just museum, for art decoration purposes.
Just keeping the history alive. And you've got, as we come down, we've got another crazy marble-looking one here.
Right. And you might want to notice some of the names and the different types of syrups.
These
Some
are
of
the
them,
different flavors.
yes, flavors. Some of them sound like wine.
Let's
You
take a
have,
Coffee, pineapple, sarsaparilla, vanilla, etc.
I love it. So they're actually, they carved the name right into that.
and there's one flavor down at the end that says "Who don't care."
Don't care.
It's actually called "Don't care." But
No,
anyway,
don't care.
yeah, don't know.
It was just whatever was left over. They just stuck it in there.
Talking about how popular soda fountains were, at 1900 there was about 50 or 60,000 in this country. By 1911, 100,000, and by 1919 there was 126,000. And there may be
That was
100
probably-
or so less left today.
That was probably the peak. There are very, very
That's
few
the
left,
peak,
and
yes.
very, very, very few operating.
Right.
Ours, of course, is one of the very few.
It's amazing. And it's not just because I've seen soda fountains that then were up into the 40s and the 50s and that are kind of still operating, but nothing like you have.
No. This is we are quite blessed with a set of doubles, and then to have the double walnut backdrop stand and countertop that just really made ours special.
Okay, we got sidetracked on our way upstairs to come and get a closer look at some of these Nickelodeons, you called them.
Nickelodeon mechanical musical instruments. These were the predecessors of the jukebox, basically. And actually, a piano company in Chicago started building these things, and then they got automated, and here they are today.
It's like a one-man band in a box.
Exactly. One plays just recorded music off the various rolls, very similar to our.
That's this one.
This one here, the Seaberg, it's called. And then we have a banjo orchestrion that finger picks a banjo as well as playing music off roll music. And it's amazing.
A banjo.
Yes, yeah. But you have to see this play. So we'll let Deborah line it up and get it started here.
All right, here we go. We're kicking in the banjo-picking Nickelodeon.
Yes.
I love that. Shake the tambourine.
We tell our guests, you are allowed to dance, just not on top of the tables.
Was that a problem in the past?
It's just a joke.
Again, an electric motor I see there.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Generally, they weren't clear glass. We put clear glass on so everybody could see it today. Generally, they had colored glass, stained glass, and with different designs and things on it. And we had this one custom built. And when we had it done, we wanted clear glass so kids, and with lights, and we put lights inside so kids could see inside, even adults can see inside.
When I came in here today,
Yeah.
there was a group of kids gathered right in front of these playing music, just glued to them.
Yes, yes.
And now a Nickelodeon costs $0.25.
What did it cost then? A nickel.
A Nickelodeon.
A Nickelodeon. There you go. Oh, wow. So this is the
Crystal Parlor, but this is where the family lived from 1900 to 1914.
So we're right above the soda fountain.
Yes, we are.
And
Yes.
Crystal Parlor was.
We called it that. We gave it that code name because of the crystal chandelier that we installed later to make it have more elegance, turn of the century era.
Was this their dining room, the family?
No. When the family lived here, these were white box rooms. So very, very, very basic. But we decided to capture the elegance of the period of the soda fountain, turn of the century. So we embellished these rooms to mimic a turn of the century elegant living quarters.
So the public, is this open to the public up here?
Not open to the general public. When I say general public, we actually give tours periodically, and then special parties. And so if somebody requests it for a special reason, if they're 16 years and older, we'll generally let them have a party up here. But we're very sensitive to the antiquity, and we want to maintain it as high a level as we can. And to do that, we just want to minimize the traffic on it. But we've had the governor here, we've had the vice president here, and many of the local dignitaries have lunches here.
Okay, let's say, so you actually use the room.
So we use it for special occasions, very special occasions. Yes.
I'm here.
There you go.
All right. We have the table set.
I see it's set.
Ready.
It's beautiful. I got to tell you, you did a fantastic job. And so we're just looking right out on Washington Street here where you're located. I guess the windows are probably all original.
Tell them about that, Deborah.
Well, the shades, the windows are original. I think they just reworked them. The shades are custom made. They're hand drawn, hand cut out, netting added behind. An antique sewing machine then sews them, and they're one of a kind. They were made.
Amazing.
And the draperies and the cornice were all added. So this is custom. Everything.
Beautiful room. Okay, so we come into the little, it's another room. What do we have? A soda fountain on the wall.
Yes. Well, we call this the Soda Fountain Library, the Harold and Joyce Screen Memorial Library, because this gentleman from Philadelphia, he passed on his entire collection of antique soda fountain books and magazines and memorabilia. And Deborah's going to tell you a little bit about this Here's a soda apparatus of 1876. And on the wall here we have John Matthews, the father of the soda fountain, circa 1900, that we've done some collecting of too. He was one of the original soda fountain manufacturers in the United States.
So the book, is the book instructions on how to use
This
it?
is actually would have been a catalog, 1876,
see.
or an instruction book.
I see.
But
Just showing you all the different models that they have and how you could use it.
Yes.
let's just, yes. And as you can see, this is a very elaborate book for a catalog. You have fly sheets, just engravings. You can see some of the prices.
Wow.
$1,500. These were not cheap. This is 1876.
That
Remember, I
is
said in
crazy.
1900 they rented the entire building for $50. That takes a lot of nickel drinks to sell.
And they bought 2 of these things for downstairs.
Yes, yes.
So they were doing well.
They were
doing
selling a
well.
lot of ice
They
cream
were
and
selling
candy.
a lot.
Yes.
And getting back to John Matthews, he was born in England. Actually, carbonated water started in England, but it quickly came to the United States, and where we kind of fine-tuned in America soda fountains. John Matthews was the first to do that, to make it economical and feasible to have soda fountains that worked well and was cost-effective.
And he's even got the recipe there. Acid
Yes.
plus marble equals soda.
Yes, marble dust.
And a very interesting fact about John Matthews, his gravestone was made out of limestone, and it's degrading by the same chemical process that he created to make carbonated soda water. It's dissolving by acid rain and water.
How appropriate, I guess, huh?
Another interesting fact, when they built St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City, John Matthews acquired all of the leftover marble,
The chips.
all the chips for the dust that he would make, and he made 25 million gallons of soda from that leftover marble.
Here. Obviously more antique syrup dispensers. The Dr. Peppers were classics, and today these are valued at $20 to $30,000. Oh, this one, I'm sorry, went for $15,000.
$15,000. It's amazing. So, what is this made out of? The metal edge there, is that probably not lead, huh?
No. I'm not sure, but I don't believe it's lead. No. Yeah.
Let's say it's not.
Let's hope not, huh?
And then there also were hot drinks, because most of your sodas were in the summertime. People wanted cold drinks in the summer and warm drinks in the winter. So a lot of these we would have in the soda fountains contraptions or mechanism for hot drinks.
Like a cider.
More like a bouillon. A lot of times they had a little bit more of that. Soups, yeah. When you look at the recipes, it reminds you more of a bouillon. So, yeah,
Your meal in a cup.
meal in a cup. That's right.
Am I looking at music? Is that what this is?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, Deborah.
What do we got
Well, this is the collection for the Welty Orchestrion
For just that
downstairs.
one?
Yes, for the large one downstairs you saw in the dining room. And we have altogether, I think, 250 rows of music.
The original's over there, and then this was acquired during the purchase of one of the backup organs that we acquired. Yeah, but we should pull one of those out, Deborah, and show them how it looks and what it's made out of.
Yeah, I'd like to see that texture of that. You were talking about how it's pretty durable.
Yeah. I call it a rice paper. It's a very durable, very durable
finding-
people. And
Well,
come on, roll it out until it gets to
Try to get to the
It gives you quite a lead there before it goes. There they are.
Yeah, see, and you get a vacuum pulling on this, and when the vacuum hits one of the holes, it opens one of the valves on the organ, and it creates a sound. And of course, the more they do it with the various sounds, it creates the music, obviously.
That's interesting. So there's just air continually being.
Pulled through that
Uh-huh.
by vacuum. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, well, this is Santiago, our manager.
Hi, Santiago.
This is a banana split.
A banana split.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Wow. Is this one of your top ones here?
One of our many specialties, but this is a major. The banana.
What all am I looking at here?
You're looking at chocolate ice cream, strawberry ice cream, and pineapple ice cream, vanilla ice cream with pineapple, strawberries, and chocolate sauce, whipped cream, and cherries on the top.
It looks amazing. All right, I'm digging in.
Can
Let's.
you eat all of it?
Are you kidding? Which should I try first? The strawberry, the chocolate? I don't care. I'm going right in the middle there. Let's see what we've got.
And all the ice cream is made here on location.
I believe it. I can taste it. The freshness. This is fantastic. And this is really what kind of launched the location, really put them back on the map.
Absolutely, yes.
I see why.
Best place in town for ice cream.
I agree. And I want to thank you both so much. This was a great day. Tony, thanks for having me out.
It's been a pleasure.
You've done some amazing work here. Deborah, you have done some incredible work here. The collection you put together is one of a kind.
Tony has given us all quite a treasure here. This is a gift to the community, and we have him to thank for.
More than just the community. And let me tell you, what you have here is not just a showpiece, but it's truly, truly part of Indiana's story. And thanks for having us here today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Now, hey, Santiago, play us out. We hope you enjoyed your visit with us today here at ZAHARAKOS in Columbus. And we'll see you next time on Indiana's Story. I'm going back to this ice cream.